Hi Tesla fans, Joe here. Well, I've been watching the Tesla chart for many years, and today was absolutely one of my favorite days from a technical perspective. Today's candle was perfect in so many ways, and the price was up no less than 7 Gordon Johnsons. And if you don't know what a Gordon Johnson is, I'll let you look that up on your own. It's pretty funny. But today's price action is the past. The question is what happens now going forward. Let's take a look at the chart and go through some scenarios of what to expect in the next few days. But before we do that, let me just remind you that this is not investment advice. This is just for entertainment and education purposes. Please make your own investment decisions. And if by chance you get something out of this video, please consider liking and or subscribing. So let's talk about today's price action. So what we have had here the last couple months is a descending triangle pattern which broke out to the downside in mid-December, as is usually the case with descending triangles. A descending triangle is a series of lower highs culminating in a downside breakout. However, when a descending triangle fails, as this one did, pull back into the pattern, we often see a spectacular move to the upside. And that's what we saw today as the Q4 production numbers beat expectations by 15%. And today's candle is really a thing of beauty. It happened on high volume, was a big gap up, and it closed at almost the very top of its daily range. However, there's always something to complain about. 1200 is a minor resistance point because it's a round number. And sure enough, we finished right below it at 1199.78. So the question is now what to do? Buy, sell, or hold? So first I'm going to say something scandalous. If you need money to buy a car or a house or send your kid to college, or your Tesla position is way overweight, or you were just swing trading Tesla, then now is the time to sell. We are at the bottom of the Matumbo line. The Matumbo line is a phrase coined by Mark Minervini, famous investor, and Matumbo was one of the top 15 shot blockers of all time. And what happens when you revisit an all-time high, there's often some turbulence, and the price tends to get blocked several times before pushing through. So we've achieved our goal of coming back to the Matumbo line, and for some of us, now is the time to sell. You could, I don't really recommend just doing a sell at market. I would either set a sell limit of like 1198 or 1197 if you are okay with not filling your position completely, or you could set a really tight stop at say 3 or 4 or 5% below today in hopes that you stay in but you get bounced out should we see a little correction. Now personally, I'm not selling for quite a while, but I'm not buying today either. We missed, if you didn't buy yet, you missed your buy point. Here's your buy point right here, down when it bounced off of 900. And now, like I said, we are sitting right beneath resistance. You never buy right beneath resistance. You need to wait for it to penetrate the Matumbo line, that is close with a strong candle above it, or we want to see it make a handle here for several days. This would be fantastic. And then break out to the upside. Or we want to see it descend gently on lower volume down to the top of this descending triangle, and then tennis ball off. And when it tennis balled back to the upside, then that would be our buy point there. So yeah, and even any of these will work, right? If we just see a single up candle tomorrow and it closes strongly, I'd be comfortable buying a little bit. I would much rather see it build a handle for 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 trading days and then push against the Matombo line. Then I'd be comfortable buying quite a few shares actually. And if it pulled back to the top of the descending triangle and bounced hard like a tennis ball, then I'd be comfortable buying quite a few shares there too. We don't want to see it squat down here. If it just squatted down here, then we definitely want to hold off our buying till it starts coming up again. What we don't want to do is buy with it sitting in this range. This is kind of no man's land, and it could get trapped in here for a long time, and there's no dividend, right? So you don't want trapped money. Now, if you wanted to be ultra aggressive, you could set a buy stop like 1201, 1203 with the hope of catching most of the upside move if it happens. But a lot of times you'll see something like this where it will briefly make a high and then pull back, and all you'll end up doing is buying at the high of the day and then end up sitting on a brief loss. Here's another example. So those are our scenarios, and I really could not be more pleased with, like I said, today's price action, finishing at the top of its range, strong volume. Let's see, if you are antsy to lock in profits, you could set a sell stop right here beneath the bottom of the candle. There's a decent chance, at least a 50% chance, that the top of this gap will function as support. I think that's about all I have to say. Now, I do have one tantalizing, teasing Twitter post that I want to show you. Let me pull that up for you. Okay, I follow a lot of different Tesla analysts and experts on Twitter. Here's a guy named Wheelie Man, and I have no idea the accuracy of this tweet. But he says, breaking, my sources have told me we can expect huge announcement by the end of the week from Elon Musk regarding Giga Texas. So what that announcement could be would probably be the beginning of production, the Model Y, but maybe the beginning of the production of the Cybertruck, maybe an announcement regarding the 4680 cells, or maybe nothing at all, right? This tweet might be dead wrong, but we do know that the Austin factory is ramping up very soon, and this could be legit. We could get some news on Thursday or Friday about the Austin factory. The question then would be, is the news priced in? I mean, we all know it's opening any day now, and when we all know something, then usually there's not a big bump up on the news. Today's news was such a catalyst to the price because it was so unexpected. And I would argue that the Austin factory opening is not. Well, let me know what you think regarding the future price action with Tesla and anything else Tesla related that you want to talk about. And wow, what a great start to the new year. Let's hope that the rest of 2022 goes so well. Everybody take care.